thing that we're going to be doing right now is a classified balance sheet. Um, Basically, every balance sheet you see past the first month of accounting should be a classified balance sheet. Unclassifieds aren't too helpful to us. And just one thing that I'm not sure if Evan's discussed real quick, but with balance sheets, there actually is a pretty specific order that you have to list all of the assets and liabilities in. And that's the technical word is an order of liquidity. What that means is that something that can be turned to cash as quickly as possible without a loss of value. So everything does have to be in that order because it's very possible for a business to have tons of assets on the balance sheet and look amazing, but because those assets aren't liquid, they can still go bankrupt anyway. If anybody's following the news in China with Evergrande, that's exactly what's happening with them. They have inventory of $380 billion, but it's not liquid, and they can only realize about $100 billion worth of that immediately. Because of that, their business is going under, and everybody's concerned. So if you've been following that, that's kind of what's happening there. Because they don't have cash.
Yeah. Obviously, cash is the most liquid thing.
Yeah. Cash or equivalents.
Yeah, cash or equivalents.
And you might see that term equivalents. Usually what people talk about when they say equivalents are government treasury notes.
Yeah.
Because those things are about as close to cash as you can get without actually being cash. And for large businesses, most of their cash is held in treasury notes because they don't get insured by banks.
Yeah, that was the subject of the movie Die Hard. It's why they were in it, trying to steal German barrel bullets.
I didn't know that. I've never seen Die Hard, but maybe I should.
That's what the terrorists are actually doing in it, trying to steal $600,000 worth of German barrel bullets.
600,000 doesn't seem like a lot of money nowadays.
600 million, sorry, $600 million of German barrel bullets.
That's a few more. Anyhow, we have astroterrain. Computers, or whatever the business is called, balance sheet. Once again, similar to what the we did with the income statement, we don't need to say this is a multi-step. This is for April 31st, or April 30th, excuse me, I learned that just now. And the first thing we're starting off with is our assets. And we're starting off with current assets. The definition of current assets, basically anything pretty easily convertible into cash, like now. So cash is obviously the most easy to make into cash. And that is $6,200. Let me see. Next, we should have accounts receivable. Where is it here? So with all of these accounts receivable, we don't actually put these individually on the balance sheet. We add it all up at the end. So you can see that's what I did here is I've just added that up. Well, somebody else added it up and I used their work. Okay, next we should have inventory on here. Where's our inventory sitting at? Merchandise inventory, right there. How much is that for? $8,091. Do we have any prepaid expenses now? Prepaid insurance and rent, okay. And that was 4,320. And our prepaid rent is 4,650. Let's just tick both those off. And I don't think we have anything else here that could be considered a current asset. We have equipment, supplies, that's not current. Unearned computer services revenue, okay, no, that's the liability. All right, so just a quick double check here. We have in order our most liquid to our least liquid. The next, if we had them, things like goodwill or anything, actually not goodwill, excuse me, it doesn't go here, but rather long-term loans that we give somebody, we'd put it in non-current investments. I don't think we have any of those, so we can skip right over. Next, we have property, plant, and equipment, also known as PPE, in which we should have some here. Oh, I didn't actually, one second. I didn't actually add that up. We should add that up. Could somebody please add up the current assets for me?
51,561. Is that right? It's 51721. Yeah.
51721? Let me actually rewrite that. That's hard to read. 51,721. Okay, a little messy, but we got there. Then we have property, plant, and equipment. No, I'm not, when I talk about PPE, I'm not talking about safety gear, but this.
Although that could be part of the equipment. Although that actually more falls in current assets because you consume it.
I'd put it in the, well, we depend, it depends.
It depends on if you expect to move on to it within a year.
We have, actually guys, I did miss an account. I'm seeing it now. Computer supplies. Okay. You know what? I am going to just throw, how should we do this here? Let me actually, sorry for those watching later, I actually missed a current asset, should be computer supplies here, and that amount is for $160. Is there anything else that I missed? I missed a current asset when I went through the account listing. So computer supplies should be a current asset.
So my accounts receivable total is different. It's 28,910.
Yep. 28,910? Okay. You know what? I appreciate the confidence, though. I've known a lot of people that get very far just being very confident, and
now the total is 52,331.
okay. Let's just make sure. Let's just do a quick double check. I don't see anything else here.
I just have a question.
Yeah, of course.
Prepaid rent, because it's
It's a current asset, so that property doesn't belong to you.
Okay,
Yeah. Good question.
but if it was buildings, then it would go under property. Okay.
You got it.
Yeah. Yeah, if
Is-
you actually own the building or the land.
Yeah. We're gonna go to property, sorry, let me total up the current assets. Total current assets, if somebody could please,
52,331.
okay, 52,331? Okay. Sorry, it's a little messy to look at, but we ended up getting there. So now we have property, plant, and equipment. And the first thing we should think, do we have any land or anything like that? I don't think so. Okay, I see a bunch of equipment here, but I don't see anything else. Am I correct in saying so? Okay. Let's start with the computer equipment for 5,040, and just remember that we're gonna have depreciation on these things. So,
Yeah, this is where we actually use our contra asset accounts.
yeah. So computer equipment, less depreciation. I'm just going to shorten accumulated depreciation here. That's all I'm doing. Less accumulated depreciation for computer equipment. So the computer equipment is 5,040. And the depreciation here from our computer equipment is $504. So $504. And let's actually tick both of these off right now. I'm just ticking them off. This is where being organized is extremely helpful. And so this is 5,040 minus 504. How much does that come to?
4,536?
Then we have another set of equipment here somewhere. Office equipment, if I'm correct. Yeah. So then we have office equipment. And I do want to backtrack for 5 seconds here, just to quickly say that this computer equipment to the 5,040 balance and this accumulated depreciation to the $504 balance, what this shows is that we bought it for $5,040. That was the original purchase value, but $504 of depreciation has happened, meaning that it has a current book value, current worth of $4,536. That's what that means. So now we're on office equipment, and the balance of that one is 12,000. And less accumulated depreciation.
600.
There's 600 on it? Thank you. And that should be 11,400. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's just quickly tick this off. accumulated depreciation, office equipment, then we had our office equipment here. Okay. Now, is there anything else that could be considered an asset here that I'm missing? I don't see any. I think we got it, guys.
No,
Okay. So we have total assets. Let's first add this up. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Total PPE is how much, sorry?
15,936.
Thank you. 15,936. So we have our total assets. 67. Thank you. Guys, I would have gone out of balance 2 hours ago if it weren't for you guys. Okay. Now, we have our liabilities. And I don't think we have many of them. Again, we're doing an order of the things that come up first. And that's current liabilities. Okay, now what are we looking at here? We do have an accounts payable here. We can take care of that immediately. They do this in the leftmost column. So we're gonna follow suit. Oh, I should put this in the proper spot. Accounts payable. $21,000. There we go. Wages payable is definitely going to be there. Wages payable is going to be $7,885. Yeah, so we should actually mention what we talked about for a second there. We have unearned computer services revenue, because this might come up in your midterm, I don't know. The balance is $0 on here, but if we did have a balance, this is where it would be, in the current liabilities. And the reason it would be in the current liabilities is because that's money that somebody paid us for work that we haven't done yet. We owe somebody that work. So it's a current liability because we have to do it. But in this case, we get a free tick mark. Okay, I don't see any other liability. If somebody can please... There's no more, I agree. Yeah, I think, guys, I think we're about done. So let's just go total current liabilities. And actually, you know what? I am just going to write it as total liabilities instead because we don't have any more. And that should be 28,800. Then 89.
85.
I have the messiest work, and you guys are keeping me on track. So last thing we have is our equity account. I usually like to do equity account in purple, but I don't have my colors, so here we are. I need to buy some crayons. And then we have Aster Terrain, Capital. And that amount should be right here. We would have freshly calculated it, 39,382. Then we have total liabilities and equity. And it does match up? Thank you. Oh, I still got it. Okay. So, just to double check here. We should have total liabilities and equity, 68,267, and we have total assets, 68,267. You know what? It was a team effort. One quick note that you should do for your midterm, I don't know how you're writing it, but if for whatever reason you can't balance and you're done, and you just cannot find it, whatever you do, complete your balance sheet anyway and make up a number somewhere. I'm not kidding. You can get some marks by making up a number somewhere and hoping for the best.
We actually had that come up in one assignment.
Yes.
Is that we actually had to find the capital value ourselves. It was whatever number we need to put in to balance liabilities and equity with the assets.
Yeah. So just to make sure that because that is good advice for a midterm, especially in accounting, don't just leave it blank. Don't even leave it unbalanced. Make sure that these two numbers are the exact same, even if they're actually not, and make up a number somewhere. That's just for the sake of maximizing your marks in a midterm. That's usually quite effective. We can
Make up a number like where?
anywhere you want.
Anywhere?
Anywhere. An asset, a liability, just put one in there.
Yeah, if it doesn't balance, just take up